Hi everybody, Dion from the Boys and Girls Club here, and I'm going to teach you a little bit about playing the guitar. Today I'm going to teach you what all these note names are from the previous exercise that I had showed you before. Okay, so we're going to start with the string names. So if you're in standard tuning, which is basically the universal tuning for guitar, then the names of the strings are also the names of the notes that they're tuned to. So we have E, A, D, G, B, and E. Okay? So let's start from the top string, which is the low E note. Okay? Here we go. So we have E, if we hit it open without holding any frets, and then its neighbor right here, one step up, is F. Now E and F do not have a space in between them, and you'll see what I mean. Because when we go to the next note after F, we call that F sharp. So E and F and B and C are the only notes that are neighbors. They don't have a sharp or flat in between them. Okay? You'll see what I mean as I continue. So after F sharp, we have G. And then after G, we have G sharp. And then we have A. Now I don't go to the 5th fret after G sharp because it's also A, which is the same note as the next string. Okay, so we're just going to start on the next string. So we have A on the A string, and then after A is A sharp, and then we have B. Now if you remember what I said, B's neighbor is not B sharp, B's neighbor is C. There's no sharp in between these notes, B and C. So after C, we have C sharp. And then instead of going to the 5th fret, we go to the next string, which is D. And then we have D sharp. And then we are coming back to E, which is the note we started with, but it's an octave higher. That's what we call it, an octave, when we are on the same note, but it's the higher register. So let's keep going from E. Its neighbor is F, and then F sharp, and then G on the G string, and then G sharp, A sharp, and then B. Now on the G string, we don't go to 5 to reach the next string, we go to 4. If you notice, they're the same note. So on the next string is B, and then C, because they're neighbors, they don't have an in-between note, and then C sharp, and then D, D sharp, and then back to E, another octave of E. Keep going, E and F, just like the bottom note, and then F sharp, and then G, and then G sharp. Now, these in-between notes are called sharps, but they're only called sharps because we're going up. These same notes are going to be called flat when you go down. So when you bring the note down a step, it's called a flat, and when you bring the note up a step, it's called a sharp. But they are the same note. For example, if I'm going to play E, well, that's a bad example. Let's do G. If I'm playing G and I go up to the next note, it's G sharp. But if I were playing A and I go down to the note behind it, it's A flat. So these in-between notes always have two names. They can be a sharp or a flat. It's a little confusing, but you'll get the hang of it. Okay? So that's basically it. It's pretty simple. This is just the first position, but these notes are all over the fretboard. For example, E, 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 E. You can play the notes all over. So one thing to get used to while you're learning how to play guitar is knowing what notes you're playing, because then you understand music better. Okay? So I just thought that'd be an important video for some of you to learn. Some of you are interested in that kind of thing. And that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something. Be safe out there, everybody. Bye-bye.